Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I love being really transparent with you guys, and a lot of you guys mention how great my skin is, but I don't think you guys have ever really seen me fully 100% with no makeup on and no bright lights and things like that. So this is what my skin is looking like. I don't really have acne, but I have acne scars from throughout the years, and this is what my skin has been left with. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it because I know my skin could be worse. So I've actually started DermaRolling to see if it will help get rid of these acne scars. And this is my first time using it ever, and so I just wanted you guys to see how my skin looks right now, and I'll update you guys in every few months to just see if there's any changes. So this is what it looks like. My right cheek is definitely my worst, and it does span towards the bottom of my neck, as you guys can see, but I'm gonna leave my neck alone and just worry about the parts of my face. And so the DermaRoller I'm using is by RoHs, I think it's how you pronounce it, and it has 540 needles in it. I know that sounds intimidating, but I promise they're very small, and the size I have is 0.5, and it can go all the way up to like 3.00, but we're not trying to get crazy here. So I'm using the smallest size that I saw recommended by most people, and this is what it looks like in the packaging. They put it in this like plastic little cradle thing, so it just sits right in there. And if you guys are wondering why there's water in there, because I filmed this right after I DermaRolled, so you guys will see that later on. And I'm just showing you guys the DermaRoller right now. It's fairly small. It's almost a little bit smaller than my hand, and it has this little cradle in it that lets it fit ever so nicely into the packaging. So this is the DermaRoller. I tried really hard to zoom in so you guys can see what the needles look like, but I couldn't just get it to work. So you can kind of just see by the angle I kind of show, you can see the tiny little needles, and like I said, it's fairly small in comparison to my hand, and you can honestly barely even see where most of the needles are. So it's a lot less intimidating when a lot of people have heard the horror stories of DermaRolling, but I was pretty confident about it. So I'm just taking some rubbing alcohol. I wish I had a higher percentage, but this is 50%, and I just poured it right into that little cradle that it came in. And I know you don't have to do that, but I didn't have a sterile cup, so I just put it in there and rolled the DermaRoller back and forth, forward and back, for about 5 minutes total, until I felt that the DermaRoller was fairly rinsed, and then I shook it out and let it air dry for a couple of minutes. And this is where you guys see me start rolling, and it was a very odd feeling at first, and I wasn't really used to it.
Wow. You can feel that. You can definitely feel it. It doesn't hurt, but there's a feeling.
So the directions do say to go in like a up and down, side to side, and then crisscross. It's kind of the size of the asterisk.
It's like making my tongue tickle. It's the weirdest feeling ever.
And I just did that over my entire face until I felt like it was pretty well covered, and it didn't like really hurt, but you felt it.
Oh my god, it's definitely in there. This is so odd. Guys, I can't even describe how this feels right now. Oh my god, this is so weird.
So I was just making sure I covered up, pretty much all over my face, because I want to make sure it's fairly evenly distributed.
But I'm used to it now, so I can't really tell as much anymore. But my skin is just like, oh, okay, this is the thing. If that makes sense.
And this is actually the last clip I have when I was finishing up. So I was just going over a few key areas because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, because this was my first time using it, and I wasn't going to DermaRoll again for another 2 weeks. So I just want to make sure I filled enough areas that I felt like I needed. And after I used this serum, it has vitamin C and vitamin E. It's from Naturalico. Sorry if I butchered that name. But guys, this stuff is probably the most pure and amazing product ever. It has aloe vera in it, so that's why it looks a little bit cloudy, but this product is completely vegan, organic, and it has a bunch of great ingredients in it. So if you need like a good moisturizer, try it out. And I'm just using about half of the dropper, and I'm gonna drop it in the tips of my fingers. I'm not going to go too crazy because I am going to use a moisturizer after, which it does tell you to do, so make sure you read the directions. And I just placed it all over my face in a circular motion, and I made sure to be very gentle because obviously your face is a little bit sensitive after DermaRolling. So now, after my face dried for a couple minutes, I'm using my Pond's moisturizer. This is oil-free, which has worked for me for years, and I'm just adding some on the key points of my face, and then I rub them in very gently like I did with the other product. And I wanted to show to you guys what my face looked like after DermaRolling. Of course, I don't really see a big difference, but I did notice that my products that I put on after really absorbed very quickly, and so that's definitely a good sign for me. So we'll see if there's any changes sooner or later, if my skin gets any better, any worse. But I'm really I think there's gonna be promising. So this is me cleaning my DermaRoller after. I just did the same thing I did before I used it, and after I was done, I just poured all of the hydrogen, oh my god, the alcohol out, and then placed my DermaRoller back into its little cradle. And so that is it, guys. This is week 1, so I'll give you guys an update.